Hello, I'm Jeff Woods, and this is your NASCAR Fix. Well, the Duels just ended, and I thought I would spend just a few minutes breaking a few things down. Won't spend a whole lot of time on it, but did want to share some thoughts, and it certainly did create some hype for the Daytona 500. I think it could be a very good race on Sunday. Started out, the first one was a little concerned, but it picked up, and then the second race was a pretty good one as well. But I'm going to start with race 2. And just because that one just ended, that is the one fresh in my mind. And the first thing that came to my mind, Toyota, Clint Boyer talked about it a lot during both races. Toyotas are going to be fine. They didn't qualify well, but they look like they're going to race very well. Both Toyotas win duels as Tyler Reddick and Christopher Bell win. Toyota's very strong in the second race, and I think they're going to be very formidable on Sunday. They, in fact, might be the manufacturer to beat. On the other hand, Ford qualified well, have the front row, but curious if they are going to be able to put something together on Sunday. Didn't seem like they had a great deal of race speed. They certainly have qualifying speed, but but sometimes it's hard to gauge the duels sometimes. And honestly, I'm not sure how much we can lead into, or how much we can definitively say how strong Tyler Reddick is, how strong Christopher Bell is. I mean, they both only led one lap, and they were only in the lead at the very end of their respective races. Anyway, back to just specifically race 2, the big wreck, Ryan Blaney. I mean, how many hard hits is he going to have at Daytona? Second straight bad hit at Daytona. Of course, the other one back in August last year. He's frustrated. You can understand why. He's going to a backup car, but more importantly, he's fine, remarkably. I don't think the August race, I'd never seen a safer barrier have that much give. And, the one tonight was not that much better. But, fortunately, he's okay. A lot of guys going to a backup car, it would appear. But, yeah, tough one for Blaney, and I understand why he's frustrated. Feel-good story of BJ McLeod just came up short. The guy was in third place at one point, and it was one of the cooler things. If he had made that race, that would have been one heck of a story. He just came up short, though. He was in the wreck and still almost had a shot. Congrats, though, to Casbrala. Don't want to take anything away from him because, he wants to get in just as bad as BJ McLeod. But seeing an unsponsored car and seeing how much that car has been a back marker for several years now, to see him up front, that was really cool. Again, bummer he couldn't get in. Of course, someone's going to go home. But that was fun. And one more thing as I wrap up the second. This made me really laugh. So Christopher Bell wins the race. He gets the checkered flag from the flag stand, and then he gives it to the NASCAR official to give to a fan. Well, Jamie Little says, well, Christopher Bell, giving the flag to a child. And then they show the person getting the flag, and it's like a 40-year-old man. I'm sorry. That just made me cracked up when I saw that. Anyway, Toyota's going to look good on Sunday. BJ McLeod, bummer. And Ryan Blaney, thank goodness he's okay. First race, I was impressed with Eric Jones. And that's an extension of the Toyotas, the theme of the night, I think. But Eric Jones looked good. I'm high on Legacy Motor Club going into the year. So, maybe I'm a little bit biased on that. But Eric Jones looked good. Hard to tell. There was no one dominant car in that first race. Kyle Larson could be a threat. He seems to be pretty strong, just being able to push. Pit stops. Pit stops are going to be huge on Sunday for two reasons. Number one, you can't make a mistake. But also, these guys are literally just driving, waiting to make a pit stop for fuel. And it keeps the guys bunched up, but it also, sometimes the racing really just kind of, it becomes a little dull. But pit stops are going to tell the story on Sunday, and which has pretty much become the case at all super speedway races for that matter. But we were reminded of that, especially in that first race. JJ versus JJ. JJ Yeley, Jimmy Johnson. It looked like Jimmy Johnson was going to miss that race. I think JJ Yeley made the wrong move in turn 3. I think if he had stayed behind Ross Chastain, made Jimmy go up to the high lane, I think that would have stalled out. Who knows? Hindsight always 20/20. But I think if JJ Yeley had stayed behind Chastain, I don't think Jimmy Johnson would have been able to get around him. But nevertheless, Jimmy Johnson gets in the race. JJ Yeley, unfortunately, will miss out. But there you have it. Like I said, didn't want to spend a whole lot of time on it. Just some quick thoughts at, right after it happened. Look out for the Toyotas. I'm not sold on Ford just yet. I could be proven wrong. It's going to be a wild race with the kind of blocking and moves you saw in that second duel. You can only imagine what they're going to be doing on Sunday for the 500. But the front row still intact. Joey Logano and Michael McDowell. Michael McDowell had a tense moment there, but he survived. And that would be one heck of a story if he could get his second 500. Front Row Motorsports, that's a team to look out for, especially with that new alliance with Penske. In my previous videos, I've talked about teams making that next step. Maybe it's Front Row. But we'll find out on Sunday and, of course, throughout the rest of the season. But that's it for now. Be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll have more reaction coming up after the Daytona 500 on Sunday. So be sure to check it out. I'm Jeff Woods. This is NASCAR Fix.